There's something utterly magical about stepping into a small cottage where every corner whispers stories of the past, where weathered wood meets delicate lace, and where vintage treasures create a symphony of understated elegance. Shabby chic design has captivated hearts for decades precisely because it celebrates imperfection. The gentle wear on a painted chair, the graceful patina on an antique mirror, the romantic softness of faded florals. This timeless aesthetic proves that you don't need grand square footage to create a home brimming with character, warmth, and soul-stirring beauty. In fact, small cottages provide the perfect canvas for shabby chic style, where intimate spaces become cozy sanctuaries filled with carefully curated antique finds and thoughtful vintage touches.
Welcome to Rustic Elegance. Let's embark on a journey through the beauty of rustic decor, celebrating the warmth, simplicity, and natural charm of this timeless design.
Small cottage, big style. Timeless shabby chic makeover ideas filled with antique treasure. In this comprehensive guide, you'll discover how to transform your compact living space into a shabby chic haven that feels both collected and intentional. We'll explore everything from choosing the perfect distress furniture pieces and incorporating vintage textiles to mastering the art of layering antique accessories and creating focal points with repurposed architectural elements. Whether you're drawn to French country charm, English cottage romance, or farmhouse-inspired shabby chic aesthetics, you'll find practical makeover ideas, expert styling tips, and creative DIY projects that celebrate the beauty of aged materials and nostalgic design. Get ready to embrace the art of mixing old and new, soft and textured, elegant and relaxed, all while maximizing every precious inch of your cottage sanctuary. 1. Foundational elements. Building your shabby chic color palette and wall treatments. Mastering the art of soft, time-worn color schemes. The foundation of any successful shabby chic cottage makeover begins with establishing a soothing, vintage-inspired color palette that instantly sets the mood for relaxation and romance. Embrace soft whites, creamy ivories, pale blushes, dusty roses, powder blues, and gentle sage greens, colors that evoke the feeling of sun-bleached fabrics and weathered garden gates. These muted tones create an airy, spacious feel in small cottages, while providing the perfect backdrop for your antique treasures to truly shine. Consider using different shades of white throughout your space rather than stark, clinical whites. Opt for warm whites with subtle undertones of cream or gray that add depth and character. The beauty of shabby chic color palettes lies in their ability to make rooms feel larger, brighter, and infinitely more serene, essential qualities when working with limited square footage. Textured wall treatments that tell a story. Transform plain walls into captivating backdrops by incorporating vintage-inspired wall treatments that add architectural interest and tactile appeal. Reclaimed wood planking, either painted in distressed white or left in its naturally aged state, brings instant cottage charm and creates stunning focal walls behind beds or in dining nooks. Consider applying beadboard wainscoting to lower wall sections. This classic cottage detail adds vertical lines that draw the eye upward, making ceilings appear higher while protecting walls in high-traffic areas. Wallpaper has made a triumphant return in shabby chic interiors, with vintage floral patterns, toile designs, and delicate damask prints offering instant character without permanent commitment. Architectural salvage as functional art. One of the most distinctive features of shabby chic cottage style is the creative incorporation of salvaged architectural elements that serve as both functional pieces and stunning focal points. Hunt for vintage window frames with original wavy glass and transform them into decorative wall hangings, room dividers, or even headboards that add instant character. Antique doors, whether left freestanding as dramatic room separators or mounted on sliding barn door hardware, bring vertical drama and historical charm to compact layouts. Salvage ceiling tin tiles, corbels, and decorative moldings can be reimagined as wall art, shelf supports, or decorative accents above windows and doorways. Companies like Rejuvenation and Old Good Things specialize in authenticated architectural antiques if you're seeking pieces with documented history. But don't overlook local salvage yards, estate sales, and online marketplaces where hidden treasures await discovery at fraction of retail prices. Two, furniture selection. Curating vintage pieces with timeless appeal. The art of mixing distressed and painted furniture. Creating a cohesive shabby chic furniture collection in a small cottage requires a discerning eye and understanding of how distressed pieces work together harmoniously. Focus on finding furniture with good bones, solid wood construction, graceful lines, and quality craftsmanship. Then embrace the beauty of time-worn finishes and strategically distressed paint. Mix painted pieces in complementary shades rather than matching everything perfectly. A soft blue dresser, cream-colored nightstand, and whitewashed bookshelf create far more visual interest than a matched set. Scale matters tremendously in compact spaces, so prioritize pieces with slender profiles, open bases that allow light to flow underneath, and vertical storage solutions that maximize height without consuming precious floor space. Upholstered treasures in vintage textiles and faded fabrics. Seating furniture in shabby chic cottages should invite lingering think-over-stuffed comfort wrapped in vintage-inspired fabrics that feel soft, welcoming, and lived in. Hunt for classic silhouettes like rolled-arm sofas, slip-covered club chairs, tufted settees, and Victorian-style occasional chairs with exposed wood frames that can be painted or left in their natural aged finish. Reupholstering vintage furniture in faded florals, ticking stripes, grain sack fabrics, or soft linens brings new life to antique frames while maintaining authentic period character. Slipcovers remain the ultimate shabby chic solution, offering both practical washability and the ability to change your cottage's mood seasonally by swapping crisp white summer covers for cozy neutral tones in autumn. Multifunctional storage with vintage character. Small cottage living demands furniture that works over time, and shabby chic style offers countless opportunities to incorporate beautiful storage solutions that showcase your antique treasures. Vintage trunks and steamer chests serve triple duty as coffee tables, blanket storage, and authentic period pieces that anchor seating areas with substantial presence. Weathered hutches and china cabinets display your collections of ironstone, transferware, and vintage glassware, while keeping items dust-free and organized. Painted farmhouse tables with drawers offer dining space that converts to work surfaces, while drop-leaf designs tuck against walls when not in use. Brands like Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines offer reproduction furniture that captures authentic farmhouse and cottage style if you're mixing new pieces with genuine antiques. Three, textile layers, weaving softness and vintage romance throughout your space. Luxurious linens and time-worn bedding collections. The bedroom becomes the ultimate expression of shabby chic style when layered with vintage-inspired textiles that create a cloud-like sanctuary of comfort and romance. Begin with quality bed linens in pure white, soft ivory, or pale blush. Natural fibers like cotton, linen, and Belgian flax breathe beautifully and develop that coveted soft, rumpled look over time. Layer multiple textures through quilts, coverlets, matelass spreads, and vintage crocheted blankets that add depth and visual interest without overwhelming small bedrooms. Hunt for antique French linens with monogrammed details, hand-embroidered pillowcases, and vintage lace-edged sheets at estate sales and specialty textile shops. These treasured finds bring authentic history and craftsmanship to your cottage bedroom. Create a collected over time aesthetic by mixing patterns freely. Floral quilts paired with striped pillows, damask Euroshams alongside eyelet-trimmed cushions. Window treatments that frame views with vintage grace. Window dressings in shabby chic cottages should filter light softly while maintaining privacy and adding romantic architectural detail. Sheer panels in lightweight voile, gauze, or vintage lace allow natural light to flood small rooms while creating gentle movement and ethereal beauty. Layer sheers with heavier drapes in linen, cotton canvas, or faded florals that can be drawn for privacy or tied back with vintage ribbon, antique chains, or DIY fabric tiebacks. Vintage-style curtain hardware matters tremendously. Seek out aged brass or wrought iron rods, decorative finials, and ornate brackets that become jewelry for your windows. For authentic cottage charm, consider café curtains covering only the lower half of windows, ensuring privacy while maximizing light, or Roman shades crafted from grain sack fabrics and ticking stripes. Decorative textiles as functional art. Beyond practical applications, vintage textiles become stunning decorative elements that add warmth, color, and historical narrative throughout your cottage. Display antique quilts as wall hangings by mounting them on wooden dowels or vintage curtain rods. This showcases intricate handiwork while adding substantial visual impact to blank walls. Drape vintage tablecloths over side tables, use embroidered runners across dresser tops, and tuck crochet doilies under lamps and collectibles. French grain sacks, with their distinctive striped patterns and faded graphics, transform into pillow covers, table runners, or framed wall art that celebrates agricultural heritage. Consider creating textile galleries by grouping framed vintage fabrics, pressed botanical prints, and antique needlework in mismatched frames painted in coordinating cottage colors. Four, antique accessories and collections, displaying treasures with intention. Curating vintage finds into cohesive vignettes. The magic of shabby chic cottage style reveals itself in thoughtfully arranged vignettes that group antique accessories into visually compelling displays. Master the art of styling surfaces by working in odd numbers. Groupings of 3, 5, or 7 objects create more dynamic, natural-looking arrangements than even numbers. Vary heights within each vignette using stacked books, vintage pedestals, or upturned wooden boxes to create visual interest and guide the eye throughout the display. Choose a unifying element that ties disparate objects together, perhaps a consistent color palette of whites and creams, a material connection like all ironstone pieces, or a thematic link such as garden-related antiques. Include varied textures, smooth ceramic beside rough wood, shiny glass paired with matte chippy paint, to engage multiple senses and prevent monotony. Showcasing antique collections with museum-quality impact. If you're passionate about collecting specific antique categories, ironstone pitchers, vintage bottles, antique books, or transferware plates, display these treasures in ways that honor their beauty while contributing to your cottage's overall design. Open shelving, whether rustic wooden planks supported by aged brackets or vintage wall-mounted units, provides the perfect showcase for dish collections arranged by color, pattern, or size. Group similar items for maximum impact. A collection of white ironstone creates stunning visual weight, while graduated sizes of vintage enamelware add sculptural dimension. Create gallery walls featuring collections of antique mirrors in varied shapes and sizes, vintage architectural fragments, or botanical prints in mismatched vintage frames. Lighting with antique and vintage-inspired fixtures. Illumination in shabby chic cottages should feel warm, layered, and romantic, utilizing antique lighting fixtures and vintage-inspired pieces that double as decorative elements. Crystal chandeliers, whether grand or petite, introduce sparkle and elegance, while their aged patina and gently tarnished finish prevent them from feeling too formal. Hunt for vintage glass pendant lights, mercury glass fixtures, and antique brass sconces that provide ambient lighting while contributing authentic period character. Table lamps become sculptural accessories when you choose bases made from repurposed antiques, vintage bottles, old candlesticks, ceramic ginger jars, or architectural fragments transformed into one-of-a-kind lighting. Don't overlook the charm of candlelight. Display vintage candelabras, mercury glass votives, and antique hurricane lamps throughout your cottage for ambience that feels timeless and romantic. Five. Finishing touches, garden elements and natural beauty indoors. Bringing the cottage garden inside with florals and botanicals. Shabby chic cottages blur the boundaries between indoors and outdoors by incorporating abundant florals, botanical elements, and garden-inspired accessories throughout living spaces. Fresh flowers arranged in vintage containers, ironstone pitchers, enamel buckets, antique watering cans, or crystal vases bring life, color, and natural fragrance to every room. Choose garden roses, peonies, hydrangeas, lavender, and wildflower varieties that align with cottage garden aesthetics rather than formal floral arrangements. Dried florals and preserved botanicals offer year-round beauty without maintenance. Hang bundles of lavender and eucalyptus from exposed beams, arrange dried hydrangeas in vintage crocks, or display pressed flowers under glass as botanical art. Outdoor-inspired architectural details and natural materials. Embrace the cottage aesthetic by incorporating architectural elements and natural materials typically found in gardens and outdoor spaces. Vintage garden gates, whether mounted on walls as decorative focal points or repurposed as headboards, introduce aged metalwork and romantic curves. Display collections of antique garden tools, weathered trowels, vintage pruning shears, old watering cans, as sculptural art that celebrates agrarian heritage. Incorporate natural wood elements through driftwood pieces, weathered branches, and reclaimed timber that adds organic texture and earthy warmth. Consider bringing vintage wicker and rattan furniture indoors, pieces originally designed for porches and sunrooms that add wonderful texture while maintaining the indoor-outdoor connection. Seasonal styling and ever-evolving cottage character. One of the greatest joys of shabby chic cottage living is the ability to refresh your space seasonally using simple textile swaps, botanical changes, and subtle decorative shifts that honor nature's rhythms. Spring calls for the lightest, airiest expression, crisp white linens, abundant fresh florals and soft pastels, and garden-inspired accessories that celebrate renewal. Summer invites slightly more relaxed styling with rumpled linen slipcovers, simple wildflower bouquets, and cool blues and greens that evoke seaside cottages. Autumn brings warmer neutrals, cozy throws and heavier textures, dried hydrangeas and wheat bundles, and richer cream and taupe tones that create cocoon-like comfort. Rather than completely redecorating each season, successful cottage keepers maintain foundational elements while swapping key accent pieces. Pillow covers, throws, floral arrangements, and small decorative objects that refresh the space without requiring extensive effort or expense. Conclusion. The beauty of transforming a small cottage with shabby chic style lies not in perfection, but in the imperfect harmony of aged treasures, soft textiles, and time-worn finishes that create spaces rich with character and soul. Every chipped paint detail, every piece of vintage linen, every antique accessory carefully placed tells a story. Sometimes real, sometimes imagined, but always contributing to a home that feels collected, loved, and deeply personal. These timeless makeover ideas prove that square footage matters far less than thoughtful curation, that vintage finds hold more beauty than mass-produced furnishings, and that the most memorable cottages are those where every element has been chosen with intention and displayed with love. Your small cottage, filled with antique treasures and shabby chic style, becomes more than just a dwelling. It transforms into a sanctuary that honors the past while embracing the present, a space where big style thrives regardless of modest dimensions. As you embark on your own shabby chic cottage transformation, remember that this journey unfolds slowly, organically, and joyfully over time. Start with one room, one vintage find, one furniture makeover project, and let your cottage's character reveal itself gradually as you discover treasures at flea markets, estate sales, and antique shops. Trust your instincts, embrace imperfection, and don't be afraid to mix periods, patterns, and pieces that speak to your heart, even if they seem unconventional. The most beautiful shabby chic cottages are those that reflect their owners' unique stories, passions, and collected memories, rather than following rigid design rules. What timeless treasures will you incorporate into your cottage sanctuary? How will you blend vintage romance with everyday comfort? We'd love to hear about your shabby chic makeover adventures and the antique finds that have captured your imagination. Your journey might just inspire someone else to embrace the magic of small cottage living with big, beautiful style.